You cannot play it safe and please God. Number two, as you cannot play it safe and please God. He wants us to be risk takers. Faith-filled risk takers. Number two, as long as you have a guarantee, you don't have faith. As long as you have a guarantee, you don't have faith. And number three, we talked about the slack rope walk. Remember this? Okay. Slack rope walk, you walk out on the tightrope that's got slack in it. But we want to be tree huggers, and we don't want to, we'll take one step and then we fall, and we want to get back up on the road, but we want to hug that tree and not let that tree go. But the only way you're going to step towards what God has for you, what do you have to do, Steve Clark?
Take steps.
Take the step. What do you got to focus on? Jesus Christ, which is the other truth. Okay, so everybody's caught up. Feel good? Happy? Good. This week, turn to John, chapter 4. John chapter 4. And I'm going to start by reading verses 31 to 34. Have you ever noticed that when we get together as a group of people, how powerful it is? And because I get here early in the morning and it's just me, and I feel very powerful. God's here with me. But boy, I tell you what, when you people start showing up and filling this place, yeah, that's good. So we have an awesome amount of power when we become weak. So, chapter 4, verse 31. Now this is after Jesus had just talked to the woman at the well. Meanwhile, the disciples were urging Jesus to eat. No, he said, I have food you don't know about. Who brought it to him? The disciples asked each other. Then Jesus explained, my nourishment comes from doing the will of God who sent me and from finishing his work. Now, a couple of things real quick. Number one, I think the disciples had a thing with eating. Because you think about it, I mean, they want to eat, they want Jesus to eat. Kind of like modern day Christians. We just want to eat. Right, Jennifer? Yeah. There's donuts in the back there. They're all gone? And then Jesus, instead of saying, "Yeah, I'm good, guys. Go ahead, go get you something. I'm all right," or, "I could use something to eat. Why don't you bring me a plate of whatever?" He says something odd by saying, "I have food you don't know about." And then the disciples probably again are arguing amongst themselves, saying, "Well, who brought it to him? Well, I wanted to bring it. Well, I wanted to bring it. Well, I wanted to bring it." I don't know that that's what they did, but in my mind, I think they might have. And then he says, my nourishment comes from doing the will of God who sent me and from finishing his work. When everyone else thinks about fill me, feed me, fill me, feed me, Jesus says, what fills me is to feed others. To carry out the work of God. What fills me is doing the work of God. Now, in that passage, do you think he was really talking about food? No, he wasn't. You see, the disciples were worried about consumption. Jesus was worried about contribution. And his nourishment came from contributing to the lives of other people. And we do not understand this concept. We don't get it. Let me share a story with you. I'm going to break it up in two parts. Skip Zai, which was at our men's group on Wednesday, the first mission trip he took was to, what's the name of?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, thank you very much. Okay. So over there, and again, if you knew Skip's story, which hopefully maybe one of these days I can get him here and he can share his story, because that's what we like to do. But Skip was kind of like one of us, back in the day. And God has done an amazing work through him and through his life. So he goes on this mission trip, and he's cruising around. They've got a day out, I guess, where they go to the market. And there's not a lot of white folk there. Okay, I think maybe Skip and another guy were the only two in that group. And the people, especially the children, called them Weeblos.
We know.
Weebo. So they would run around going, Weebo!